If I'm featured in the Pocketnow Daily Recap, I will go jump into the sun. Good luck with that. Corniest Latino ever, SMH. Right, Tino Perez. Your face is shining. How you do that? It's called my shiny forehead syndrome mixed with the fact that I'm allergic to makeup. That's right, it's that time of the week. I am Jaime Rivera. This is Pocketnow, and this is the Pocketnow Daily Recap for last week. Monday was about the future of the Lumia smartphones. I asked you if you care about them because we have rumors of when we might finally get them. We have 753 comments we start with. Like seriously, who buys a Lumia? With nobody making applications for them, it's hard to consider Lumia even as a smartphone. They make great cameras, they have good design, the operating system is good. Obviously the application gap is something that will be fixed in a way with Windows 10, but I do get your point. It's another uphill battle. Considering the performance of Windows OS and Lumias, yes, I am interested in a flagship Lumia device. It's just that they're taking too long to arrive, and that's just typical Microsoft performance, dude. I like my Lumia 920 because of the customizable tiles and decent camera, but a phone has to be more than that. Unless the new Lumias bring more to the table, my next phone will likely be a Motorola. And yeah, that's pretty much been the case with all of us. I was a big Windows Mobile fan, and then I moved to Windows Phone 7, and here I am using an iPhone. Tuesday was then a major day for changes. You saw that Larry Page and Sergey Brin founded another company called Alphabet. Google now belongs to Alphabet, and the CEO of Google is now Sundar Pichai. I asked you, what do you think about these changes? We had 422 comments we start with. Dark days are coming for Android, dark days, and I wonder why. Leave us a comment as to why you think that is, because I actually like the new Android even though it doesn't perform as well. I think Google has run out of ideas. Once you build up a big brand and a big name like Google, why split? Seems like a waste, and I do not think it's a waste. It's actually great for Google to want to focus Google on its core services and not expand its reach into different things, and not address things that are important just because they're focusing on self-driving cars, for example. Wait, Alphabet owns Google? Never would I have thought in a million years that another company would own Google. They're the same owners, buddy. Wednesday was about Force Touch technology. We heard what Apple plans to do with it. Apparently, it'll help you interact with your iPhone with a lot less gestures and making everything easier to use. And I asked you if you care about it. We have 653 comments, out of which we start with. I'm betting Force Touch just turns out to be some fancy Apple version of long press. Yeah, that's pretty much what I see that it is, just with a hardware element, because you do feel that it works differently. I prefer long press and not Force Touch, actually. Force Touch seems pointless. It accomplishes nothing that a long press or double tap couldn't already do, and it's simply Apple creating a way to overinflate prices of the 6S relative to the 6. And actually, no, iPhones have cost the same ever since the iPhone 3G, the second generation model. So I don't think it's going to be a price inflation, but yeah, it's just the fancier long press way to do things. If Force Touch is actually made useful, then I might consider it. But I also wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a bigger battery as well. Yeah, we all want a bigger battery on the iPhone. Forget about it. It's probably not going to happen. But then again, yes, if Force Touch does make the UI better, then great. But yeah, I get the point of other people by saying, what's the whole point if we already have long press? Thursday was Samsung Galaxy Day. We had Samsung's Unpacked, we got the Galaxy Note 5, the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, we got a teaser for the Gear S2, and I asked you what was your favorite announcement for this day. We had 552 comments, out of which we start with. My thoughts? They don't line up as dead. RIP to the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. I don't think it is. The Note 5 is actually a gorgeous phone. I just don't think that the next version of the Note will sell well if they continue removing things. I was looking forward to getting the Note 5, but now I can't. I need to be able to add memory or change the battery. This really sucks, and yes, for me expandable memory is important, particularly because of the price tag, but then again, another commenter eventually made the point, how often do you actually buy a second battery? Not everybody does that, but it's always great to have the option, and that's where I do agree with you. Samsung really let me down today. I was hoping for something special up their sleeves for the no power users. Instead, we got a big S6 with a stylus. We'll be switching to the rumored LG G4 Pro, and yeah. For me, I've always been a Note user since the Galaxy Note 2. I am extremely disappointed as well. The problem is my Note Edge is terrible when it comes to its software, so I might be forced to upgrade. We'll see. And then finally Friday, it was all about the Samsung Gear S2. I asked you, what do you think about the design, as Samsung is posting a lot of posters, teasers of what to expect with this design. We had 641 comments we start with. The Gear S2 looks better than the Apple Watch, and dude, beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. I don't like either of both watches, sadly. I think the Gear looks very promising. They're only teasing, but you and I know these guys will wage a war against Apple for best smartwatch in the market. You have to love that round shape though. I do love the round shape. I just hate the fact that it looks like a cheap Polar, and that's really why I wish they would have come with something fancier. But then again, it could be that we're just looking at the sport model. The Gear S2 looks cheap. I bought a Moto 360 for its design, and my opinion is still the same. And I did the same, buddy. I have an Apple Watch. I use it mainly because it's currently within my review period, but my favorite watch will always be the Moto 360, hands down. And I'm not talking about smartwatches. I'm talking about watches in general. It's been my favorite watch of all time because of its design, and I feel that this is the only company that's figured out the fact that watches need to look good because it's fashionable. But hey, it seems that that is still a work in progress. That's it for the Pocketnow Daily Recap. Thank you very much for watching. A couple of tips if you want your comments to be featured. Number 1, keep them short. Number 2, stick to the point. Number 3, try to get some thumbs up. It helps us spot them a lot easier. You can also follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, or on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.